Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good moment, wherever you are in the world. Buenos dias. Magandang umaga. Ohio gozaimasu. We're so happy to have all of you here today. And we have Monica with us. Monica, I'll throw this at you. I should have mentioned it a little earlier, but could you walk people through how to use translation on Zoom where they can take that feature if they so desire?
Yes. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Good, happy present moment, wherever you are. So on Zoom, on the bottom of your screen, you will see a button that says request captions. If you click on there, actually, we need to have our host enable captions.
Okay.
So once that's enabled, you'll be able to click on there or on the three dots on your screen that says more. And when you click show captions, it will allow you to choose which language you would like your captions in, whether it's Spanish, Portuguese, whatever it may be. And once you click that, then you'll be able to see the subtitles on your screen.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Monica. Just a moment of introduction. Your host today is Miss Cornelia Merk, calling in from Germany. Say hello.
Hello, everyone. Wonderful to be here with you today.
And I'm Carol Ray from Central Texas, and we're excited to have you here. And we're here to talk about ancient secrets, as described in this beautiful book. Mine's got a few little dog tails on it, dog ears, whatever. Where I go to this all the time. It's by Dr. Clint G. Rogers, who is in Nepal today, um, leading a group down there and doing something he absolutely loves to do, spending times with the different orphanages in Nepal that his mission supports. And we also have a few other little things like the Ancient Secrets cookbook has a whole chapter on home remedies. And we have Ancient Secrets for pets, and we have Ancient Secrets for kids. So all of these are available on Amazon, and have a nice library for you if you so desire to learn more about this community. And it's one that we have our favorite saying in the front of the book: I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you, and love will teach you. So that's one of our hopes for you today, is that you can express self-love and let go of any self-doubt, and that you'll be so welcomed here that you'll feel like you're home and this is your tribe. So we're excited to have you here. And just as a little disclaimer, I'm going to flip over to my share right quick. Okay. I don't think it came up, did it? Okay. Is it, well, it's not sure. Is it, are you able to see it?
Not yet.
Ah,
I see a black screen.
oh, my computer's thinking about maybe it wants to reboot itself. So I'll just say that the information that we share on this call is for educational purposes only, not meant to diagnose or treat any medical or emotional condition. And we have a full master healer that I was just showing you, and that we always invite you to talk to your doctor before making any health related decisions, especially ones that involve any kind of medication. And okay. All right. So we have a quote for today. It is one from Dr. Clint on page 248 of the book. It says, "The best things in my life happened when I was trying to be of service to others." And that's really something that so many people in the community share in that passion of service to others. So we do have a few announcements for today. One of the things that we want to do is say congratulations to those in the PATH program, the practitioner training that's been going on for 3 years. Most of those folks have been in India and are there for a few more days. And so congratulations, a heartfelt whoop-oo. We're excited for you and the work that you've put in, and that there'll be yet another round of people who have been trained in ancient secrets in Dr. Naram's specific way of healing, where we heal ourselves. We're our own midwife. And so that's an exciting thing to have happen. Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific is our monthly Portuguese call. And that's something we've been doing for a while, is going through the book. We're on chapter 8 of Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer that's been translated into Portuguese. And so that's available to you. Anyone who would like to join for that, it's a free call, and we have that information in our newsletter if you would like to get the link to that. And also, there's an exciting course going on that I'm really proud of, and I'm going to spotlight Ariana. She has a bonus call coming up on November the 2nd. Hello, Ariana.
You're
Oh,
muted.
you're muted.
Ah, there we go. Good morning,
we
everybody.
go.
Good morning, Carol.
Hello, hello. So
Hello.
you're
Hello.
going to
Yes.
continue your path. You've done a great job of sharing with us so far on your grab bag, and then you have another session coming up on Saturday the 2nd at 10 a.m. Pacific time, right? And
Yes.
tell us what
Yes.
you're going to talk about this time.
So this will be a class on foraging for wild plants. That'll be the majority of the class. And it'll be about finding important plants in your backyard or in your area that you live in. And we'll also, at the very end, I'll show you how to make a tincture, which is a powerful way to extract the medicinal properties from a plant. And I'm also excited to say that Charlie Becker is going to also be with us. And he was at Ashland. The two of us did some talks on wild plants in Ashland. I'm really happy to have him join me and add his knowledge as well. So we expect to have a fun time. It'll end with showing you how to make a tincture. We'll also touch on a couple other topics as well. And I'm very excited about the class. So I hope you join us.
Awesome. Thank you so much for volunteering your time to do this for us. And we got
Absolutely.
great feedback from you sharing what was in your grab and go bag. And it was really helpful for people. So we're really grateful for you. So thank you so much, Ariana.
Thanks. Absolutely.
And I just want to add that for everyone who still wants to join, it's still possible for you to join. The link to join the emergency course is in the newsletter, but I'm also going to post it right here now in the chat.
So the monthly call will be on November the 7th, and we have a special guest, Mindy Barrett, who is on the ground in the heart of all of the chaos in North Carolina around the Ashland area. Many of you know that she's collecting funds and materials to help people who've lost everything. And she was also someone who lost her home in the Lahaina fires in Maui. She's been through a lot, and she's a person who hits the ground running. So we're going to have a chance to hear from her some of the lessons learned, what people woulda, coulda, shoulda done before this enormous tragedy struck, and hear from her what it's like to be on the ground there. And then the challenge activity will be around securing your home for things like fires, and we have an expert in that field, Larry. He's going to talk to us about that, and then he'll be doing the December session. So we have such a great lineup for you. It's a course that you donate however much you feel like it would be worth to you. And we're making that intentional so that anybody and anywhere can join in that. And now also the materials have been translated into Spanish, thanks to Monica. And so that's another important key piece to this. So
Carol, did you say the next session is November 7th?
The second is Ariona's bonus call at 10 Pacific, and then the next monthly call is the 7th on a Thursday at 10 Pacific.
Great, thank
You're so welcome. Thanks for the question, Luke. And then we have something else exciting that's coming up. I'm going to ask Deborah Ann to talk about 30-day and 7-day detox.
Thank you, Carol. So I'm so excited to share with y'all that we're going to be doing a detox, or depending on which one you choose, a 7-day or a 30-day. The 7-day and the 30-day, which could include the herbs or just be mung bean soup, or a different type of the 30-day mung beans that's a little bit different than just mung beans and vegetables. But all of them are being offered with the start date of November 3rd. And it's very exciting because I'm going to be able to tell you about it and guide you through and help you all through the process. And we have a wealth of knowledge in this community for people who have actually been through it. And those of you that have been through it are on the WhatsApp groups. So anytime you want to jump in and answer a question, you've been through it. So we are all part of the ancient secrets. So anyway, Friday, the 1st of November at 11 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Pacific, we'll be having the introductory call. And then Sunday, the 3rd, after this call at 1 o'clock, we'll begin our journey for the first 7 days together. That includes the people that do the 7 days and the people that do the 30 days. And anyone who's done the 30 days knows that the first 7 days are the most different. And culminating with the 7th day, which is that big detox day. And I look forward to working with you all and cleaning our bodies and just experiencing the best of who we can be so that we can give to the world. And thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. And Cornelia, would you like to share with us about the quote for today?
Yes, the quote for today is really something that struck me reading the book so many times. And Carol was actually giving you one snippet of a whole paragraph that is really talking about being of service. And it's a quote from Dr. Clint, but it is in the setting of the chapter 18, and it's actually, the quote itself is on 248. But the setting is that Dr. Clint is in New York, in New Jersey, actually attending the award ceremony for Dr. Noram, where he was given an award for helping so many firefighters and first responders in New York after 9/11. And whoever has read the book, you know the story. And he's sitting there and reading the stories of some of those firefighters and first responders and how all the supplements that they were given through the organization helping what's the word now? Helping those. Oh, now I have forgotten what it is.
Those who serve.
Say it again.
Helping those
who serve. Yeah, sorry. So we are talking again about serving, and he's reading all these stories, and then and then it goes into what I'm going to read right now. I carried on reading story after story like this. I thought about how powerful it was that Jose was guided to meet Dr. Noram and set up this organization to help the 9/11 first responders. I bet he had no idea when he first met Dr. Noram that this was the path his life would take. Then I thought back to Reshma and Rabat. She probably had no clue when she first watched Dr. Noram on television that she'd be guided to meet him to save her daughter's life. When Dr. Giovanni first met Dr. Noram, he didn't have a clue that his whole life would be devoted to learning the ancient healing secrets and utilizing them with his patients. My mind was directed to the unexpected guidance and miracle of it all. Just then, I remembered a prayer I had said when I was a child, struggling with my sister Denise's death. I prayed that God would guide me to wherever I could be of most service, so I could help those who were in pain. I closed my eyes and my mind opened up to the mystery of what had unfolded since then. My sister's death led me to Gary Markin and the Wisdom of the World project. To help it succeed, I met Gail Kingsbury, and she introduced me to Dr. Naram. My crush on Alicia led me to India. My dad's declining health led me to investigate the ancient healing secrets more deeply, and so on. In each case, I was amazed to see that the best things in my life happened when I was trying to be of service to others. It was clear that at those times, especially when my heart was focused on helping others, a higher divine power led me to where healing was provided for us all. So that for me is a very powerful part in the book, because it really shows us how, in a sense, one step early in his life, actually the situation with his sister led him throughout his life into different situations that he is now kind of the shining light at the Ancient Secrets Foundation, and what he is doing all the time for us here in the community, and particularly right now as he is again in Nepal, spending the time with the children, and he's really of service all the time. And there is a divine guidance with all of that, when you can kind of look back at my own life unfolded, that I took one step where I wanted to be of service to someone, and then something else happened. And when I actually met Clint, when I heard what his book was all about, my immediate reaction was I wanted to help. So there was an immediate, I was guided. I had no idea. First of all, I wasn't supposed to be at that meeting. I had wanted to be there a couple of months earlier, and that didn't work out. So it was more coincidence that I was there. Of course, not coincidence really. But then when he spoke about the book, my offer was immediately, I want to be involved and I want to proofread the book. And it has taken me on a journey that I could have never foreseen. And it was really, in my case, also this desire to be of service to something that I didn't even know what it really was, because the book wasn't even written at that time. But something in me guided me to offer that. And it has really changed my life. And we are actually asking you later on, first we have something else on, to speak about your own experience. If you have had situations like that, where you were stepping in, being of service, and then something really divinely unfolded in your life. Carol?
Oh, thank you for that. That's such a beautiful piece to frame our hearts around, and to contemplate in our own lives how service can manifest and change things. And I would, at this time, love for Monica to introduce her particular form of seva and how it's changed her life and that of her cousin. So I'll turn it over to you, Monica.
Thank you so much. And Cornelia, thank you so much for reading that, because before coming on the call, I had no idea what the quote for today was. And it was shared with me a few minutes before the call, and then I opened up the page and I was reading it, and I was like, wow, this morning when I woke up and I thought of what is my intention in my share today, I thought just to be of service. That was the thought that came to me. And then this whole quote and this whole paragraph that Cornelia just read so beautifully said about how when it's in my heart to focus on others and to be of service, it's when I feel most led by the divine. I mean, I'm always led by the divine, but it just it feels like there's this power that just takes over. And what I want to celebrate and share is actually the audiobook in Spanish is now available. And I would like to share a little bit about how that happened. Back in 2021, Dr. Clint came to Colombia, to Medellin, which is where my family is from, and we held a pulse clinic. And during that pulse clinic, I invited my cousin, Andrés, to come and get his pulse read. And if I can just share this, Andrés, one little thing about what happened was that when Clint took his pulse, and I was there to translate just in case it was needed, Clint asked Andrés, what is it that you want? What do you want? And I actually opened up my notes here, and Andrés's response was to wake up to the love of God. And immediately Dr. Clint's heart just like burst open. Like I could just see it. This was like my perception of what was going on. His heart burst open and he looked into Andres's eyes. They looked at each other and it was like brothers reuniting or something. It was just this deep love between them. And it was such a beautiful thing to experience. And so after that meeting, where I was so touched by it, and I know Dr. Clint was so touched by it as well. It occurred to me, I'm like, you know, what if Andrés did the voice of Dr. Clint for the Spanish audiobook? And I asked Dr. Clint, and he agreed that it would be, you know, an amazing idea. And then Andrés agreed to it as well. And this is a process that started about 2 years ago, where Andrés decided to be of service and dedicate a lot of time to recording the book. And during these 2 years, I've been there present, just on the background, editing, proofing, directing, you know, listening. And I know that he's put in so much time and effort in the recording. Like I went to the recording studio about a month ago just to finalize everything. And I didn't realize how much work recording is. Like everything has to be so perfect, you know, like the sound, the microphone catches every sound. So the sounds, the turning of the pages, like it just has to be the tone of the voice, the way that it's read, you know, to make sure that the message is coming across just the way it was written. It's just this whole work of art, you know, and it takes a lot of dedication and a lot of love for actually what you're reading to be able to do it in the most precious way. So anyway, I would like to turn it over to Andrés, and maybe you can share with us your experience of doing this service work and how you felt through the process. And, you know, if anything, I know that you have read the book many times and obviously recorded it so many times. So what were your feelings when you were reading the book? What happened in your life? Any miracles you want to share with us? So please share with us.
Thanks, Monica. Hello, beauty community. I'm glad and happy to be here with you again. I always say the same. My English is so basic, but I like to enjoy these opportunities to practice. Then I will speak in English. And maybe if I am confused with some words, I will ask Monica's help. For me, it was a great adventure to be the voice of Clint in Spanish. Monica said it took a lot of work. I'm not a speaker. Then for me, it's a first experience to go to a studio and record an audiobook. Then I feel so amazed for all kind of technical issues that we must to care to have a good product, a high quality product. for sometimes I thought I'm like a point in a white, how do you say telaraña, una red,
Spider web.
spider web of this powerful lineage of Siddhaveda that starts with Buddha and Jivaka a long time ago. Then it's amazed to think that we are part of how Deborah says, we are part of this ancient secrets community. We are part of this wide of service to the world and to share these powerful, beautiful home remedies, marmas, and reflexive sentence and high quotes to feed us for have a beautiful and more amazing experience in this world, and also to can feel the union with all creation, all beings, all brothers and sisters. And this work to record an audiobook was for me a karma yogi action, and selflessness action to help to spread this message to the Spanish and Latin American community. And I feel is a reflection of love to other people that maybe I do not know can connect with these remedies and information that I'm sure that will be some beneficial for their life. This helped me a lot. I am a Course in Miracle student, and I connect with, for me, is the one of the most beautiful gems or treasures that are in the book, and is the message or the big idea that is called Atiti Devo Bhava. For me, is the ultimate idea to see God in everything. Then thank you for the opportunity to share, to be part of this beautiful spread light in the world.
Thank you so much. For me, it's like such a blessing because Andres and I have had like a very close kind of brother and sister relationship since we were super young. And to share this journey, he introduced me to A Course in Miracles. I introduced him to Ancient Secrets. So we've been like in these journeys together, and it's just so beautiful. And I thank you so much for all the work that you put in and for your love to everyone and to everything in the universe. I think you've definitely woken up to the love of God. One other little thing that I wanted to share was that when I went to the studio, there were the two engineers that were helping us with the whole recording process. Such nice people. But what didn't shock me, but it was like so beautiful to see was that when I was there finalizing like the edits and things like that, one of the engineers said to me that he was in love with the book because he had to listen to it, through Andres recording so many times and go through the recordings and edit and add sounds and all of these things that he, even if he didn't want to read it, he had to listen to it. And he said that he was amazed by how beautiful the book is, and that there were some quotes in the book that just like really touched his heart. And to me, I was like, wow, like, okay, we did like our job already. If we touched one person, like like our job has been done. And he also asked me during my time there, he said, you know, I would love, he has some health issues. So he asked me if I could help him with some home remedies. And he's been doing the home remedies, and he's already told me that he's feeling so much better. So already, you know, kind of like indirectly, directly, it's already touching like other people's hearts and getting into other people's homes and changing lives. So I just wanted to share that because I thought it was so special that even, you know, the people that were just recording the book, you know, doing the edits also were touched by it so deeply. So yeah, we're very excited. It's available now on Audible. And yeah, I highly suggest that you listen to it. Deborah Ann was sharing that she was listening to it so that she could like relearn, remember some of her Spanish. So it's a very beautiful finished product. So I highly recommend to everyone that you give it a listen. You can.
Well, thank you so much, Monica. Thank you, Andres. Muchas gracias. We're so excited for your accomplishment. You stuck to it, you got it done, and now it's available out there. And what other opportunities are there for Spanish speakers in our community, Monica?
So we right now, as Carol mentioned before, we're offering the Ancient Secrets for Emergencies course, and it's already translated in Spanish, everything that we have done up to now so far. So that's available. We also have a WhatsApp Spanish group that anyone who feels more comfortable in Spanish is welcome to join. And there you can ask any questions, and we can share with you any, you know, home remedies and marmas in Spanish. I have done a lot of the translations for marmas in Spanish as well, so I can share that information. We also have a group of translators, which they were so amazing in helping us translate the book. So if anyone is interested in joining that group, there's also some opportunity for translation in the future, like the 100-day course. There's a lot of things that can be translated and shared with others. I have this feeling that, you know, I was thinking before, like the Spanish audiobook was taking a little long, you know, it took 2 years, but I think it was like the perfect timing. Like, I think now, like the world is even more ready to receive. And I've been getting a lot of requests from even Colombia for Dr. Clint to come back. And there's been a lot more interest now. So there's a lot of opportunity. So if anyone is interested in joining our Spanish group and being of service and helping with translation, even like taking the message to others, then yeah, please reach out to us. I'll put my information on the chat too.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for all that you have done and continue to do. And I'm so happy that you were able to join us here today. So, Cornelia, would you like to give a shout out to translators? Oops, you're muted.
Yes.
I need a translator. I
Okay.
need a translator. I am from Italy.
Okay.
Hello. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Very nice to see you. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah. And just to let you know, the Italian audio book is also available already on Audible. So we have it now in English, in Italian, and in Spanish as an audiobook. And of course, we have all the other languages that it has been translated into. German is one of them, and I had a big part in that one as well. And there's still a lot of translations going on right now. And I really, as Carol would say, all these people are doing that as volunteers. So they're putting so much time and effort into helping spread the word. As Andres and Monica just pointed out, we are spreading the word of a beautiful message where people are empowered to take their health and their life in their own hands and not necessarily relying on outside help. And that is probably the greatest gift with the home remedies and the mamas and whatever is also shared in the book, that it's actually spreading. And it was Dr. Noram's dream, what he wanted to accomplish was to bring it into every home and every heart in the world. And with the translations in so many languages, that is actually happening. It takes time, that's undoubtedly the case, but we will accomplish that. And as Mara at the beginning of the year pointed out, she was at that point still heading the translation team, and she put up this graphic, how many languages we are covering already, and with being like Spanish and Chinese and these kind of languages where so many people are speaking those languages, we are covering more than 50% of the population in the world that are actually able to read the book in their own language. And I think for a book that has not been through a publishing house, it's absolutely amazing and not heard of, because that's normally not happening, which for me is also a sign how much divine guidance is here, that the right people show up, that the right people are offering their services in helping to spread the word, because they are touched by the message when they read the book. So thank you, everyone who is involved in translating, in helping in any way spreading the word, or helping in any other way the Ancient Secrets Foundation by showing up on the calls, by giving their time in volunteer projects, but also giving sometimes money to support our orphan kids in Nepal. And as you know, we have 9 orphanages there that we support, and Dr. Clint is at the moment kind of going around and visiting them all.
So one of the things I'd like to say is that there's no accident if you're here today, and maybe this is your first time, and we'd love to hear in the chat from you. You click on the little chat icon, whether it's at the bottom or the side of your device, and let us know where you're from, and maybe even how you heard about Ancient Secrets. So we know for a fact that people are drawn here by love, by divine messenger, by incredible circumstances that bring you into this community of love. So from wherever you're from, Monica, we're so happy to have you here. From Italy, we're happy to have our friends from all over the world join us today. So if you could add that to the chat, that would be wonderful. And Cornelia, if you can prepare our message from Dr. Clint on the video, I believe that would be an awesome next segment.
Yeah, as I just mentioned, there were a couple of things happening this week in Nepal. And one of them is we have to celebrate really the birthday of an amazing person in Nepal. I had the opportunity, Carol as well, Monica also met her, I think Benita, it was her birthday last week. So Clint was actually there for her birthday. And it was a big, big celebration of Benita and what she is doing all the time. And they have recorded actually another video. And so he sent me the video just this morning, and I'm going to play it for you right now, where he's actually talking about what is happening with the Benita's home. And so I'm going to play that now. I just need to. Okay, so you should see my video right now. And
hi, Dr. Clint G. Rogers here, and I'm so excited to tell you what's being created through love. I believe love guided you here, and this is a chance to become a part of something that will outlive us. It's a legacy in which when you give once, it gives indefinitely. The opening quote in this book, Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer, says, "I didn't come to teach you. I came to love you, and love will teach you." And I believe love guided you here. Love guided me to meet this master, Dr. Naram. I take a group on these mystical adventure tours where we visit some of the sacred sites and mystical masters that my teacher brought me to in this powerful ancient healing lineage. As a part of it, Dr. Naram took me to one orphan home over about 13, 14 years ago and said, "Now, Clint, these kids very much need help. My master sent me here with you, and this is now your family." And through that, my heart opened up. You know, the subtitle on the book is "A Western Skeptic, an Eastern Master, and Life's Greatest Secrets." I didn't know how much I was in my mind, but being with these kids dropped me so much into my heart. And through that, through learning how and making lots of mistakes, learning how to really help them in a way that's transparent, accountable, and effective, then we started expanding to other orphan homes that need help. The problem is with many projects is they're not sustainable. I talk to many friends who are involved in humanitarian efforts, and they always have to do fundraising. And if they're not there, then the kids miss out. And so this idea for intelligent giving came, where we're creating now something called the Ancient Secrets Endowment Fund. And through the Ancient Secrets Endowment Fund, whether you give $5, $500, $5,000, $5 million, what you give isn't spent, but the interest accumulates on it. So the needs of these kids are carried on indefinitely, whether I'm on the planet or not, whether you're on the planet or not. It's a legacy gift where you give once and it keeps giving and benefiting these kids indefinitely. Now, what I'm so excited about is the people who you'll benefit. And I want to introduce you to the home, the orphan home that we're raising the endowment fund for now. When you hear Benita's story, feel in your heart the sincerity and power of this woman.
And until we met her, she was so concerned about financing that she couldn't be as good of a mom as she wanted to be for these amazing kids.
And as you hear the story and as you think about what you'll do empowering her and how many people will help through her, inspiration will come. And I believe that love will guide you. You may not have money to give, but you can give love. You can give your prayers, you can give your energy, and you may have something, some idea in which you know that we can benefit these kids not only now, but in the long term. I'm so excited for you to see this. I love Ancient Secrets Foundation, that we created such a system where you can trust it. And I'm so excited for you to be a part of it, to either meet these kids live one day with me in Nepal or meet them now. Through this experience, I want to introduce you to Benita.
हेर कहाँ भएको थियो बाबाले सानो हुँदा भनेको
यस्तो थियो मेरो फ्युचरमा चाहिँ म जहिले पनि म बच्चैदेखि म सोशल वर्कै गर्थेँ म एकदमै अरूकै लागि सपोर्ट गर्ने जब मलाई भेट्यो र सपोर्ट गर्छु भनेर मलाई आज यसरी एउटा सान्त्वना दिएको थियो र हाम्रो होमलाई चाहिँ हाम्रो होममा भएको बच्चाहरूलाई चाहिँ बचाउने प्रयास गरेको थियो र मैले यो कुरा राख्दाखेरि पनि बच्चाहरू सबै रोइरहेको थियो मम्मी छोडेर जाँदैछु अब तिमीहरू यसरी छुट्नुपर्छ भन्दाखेरि हाम्रो पुरा रुवाबासी भएको थियो कि
I want to become dancer.
पढेर डाक्टर बन्न चाहन्छु
My dream is to be a singer. I want to be a doctor in my future because I want to help people.
I want to read IT. I want to create my own apps.
My biggest dream is to be banker and I also want to look after my family.
म भविष्यमा आर्मी बन्छु जनतालाई दिन्छु
मेरो ड्रिम चाहिँ सोशल वर्कर हो म जस्तै धेरै होला तर्पिनेहरू र म तिनीहरूलाई
यदि मैले मम्मीलाई नभेटेको भए मेरो लाइफ नराम्रो हुन्थ्यो अनि
मैले आफ्नो खुट्टामा आफै उभिन्छु अनि त्यसपछि मैले नि पैसाहरू कमाउन थालेपछि अब अहिले त मम्मीले हामीलाई हेर्नु भइरहेको उहाँले एक्लै हेर्नु भइरहेको होइन पछि चाहिँ अब म ठुलो भएपछि हामीहरू पनि धेरैजना ठुलो हुन्छौँ सँगै
I feel like my family. I feel happy.
म यहाँ त दादा भाइ दिदीहरुसित खुसी छु
मलाई कस्तो हुन्छ भने यदि मैले राम्रोसँग सपोर्ट पाएँ भने म हजारौं बच्चाको आमा बन्न सक्ने रहेछु भन्ने फिल भइसकेको छ सो माई एम इज बिग होम र धेरै बच्चाहरू यसरी बचाउन सक्थे र मलाई एकदमै सहयोगको खाँचो छ यदि सक्नुहुन्छ भने प्लिज सबैजनाले मिलेर यो होमलाई अझै राम्रोसँग सपोर्ट गरिदिनु होला यस्तो बच्चाहरू जुन बच्चाहरू चाहिँ सो प्लिज सपोर्ट आवर चिल्ड्रेन्स
Oh, I'm so both humbled and inspired by this amazing woman and how love is guiding her to change the lives of these kids. So I believe love has inspired you to be here now too. And through this link, you can express your love in whatever way you feel inspired. For right now, from our heart to your heart, we want to share one thing. We love you and we're with you.
So what a powerful video Clint and Sebastian created in Nepal by recording the children. And these children, we have more to share. We won't do it all today, but we have for next week, we have more videos and more pictures to share from how even the Bridge Project, from Hope and everyone who is involved in that, how that is already bearing fruit, and how the children in the orphan homes are already out there and learning some trades. And it's just absolutely amazing what's been happening just in a few months. And thanks to a lot of you who have donated and are still giving in everything that you're doing. If you're joining a course, if you're joining the art project, which is very popular as well, and you give your $5 sorry, I'm in Europe at the moment, so I'm talking about euros, and you give your $5 for a class in the art, that is all helping these children, and they have become our family. And how much they actually are doing for us, a lot of you probably don't even know, but whenever there is something going on and someone needs help, they are always sitting down, meditating, praying for us, sending little videos, little messages. And just as they did right at the end of the video, we see those all the time. And it's just absolutely beautiful what they are doing. And so helping and supporting Benita and the Mountain Children Home and all the other orphanages is definitely something that is very dear to my heart as well. So, and one really, really great news that I want to share with everyone, it was already mentioned in the newsletter, but whoever hasn't read it yet, Bipina, the little girl who's been in the hospital with the seizures, and they didn't quite know what was going on and why she had them, and it didn't really look good. And when Dr. Clint actually arrived in Kathmandu, he actually went to the hospital right away to see her, and he took her pulse and he recommended some herbs and showed them how to do some mamas. And the little girl is home now. And so she's back in the orphanage with Benita. And I just want to, just give me one moment. I need to open up that one picture because it just shows her, how that girl that was just so sick a couple of days ago, actually, and how she is now back home, and just so much joy, so much happiness just in this one picture. And that is worth everything that we are doing here, from doing our part and being of service for these children. So I just wanted to share these great news with you as well. Carol?
Having met those children, having put my arms around and been able to hug Benita, it's so moving. It's so gratifying. And there's another trip coming up in March 2025. And give yourself a gift for Christmas that will give for the rest of your life. Go to Nepal, hang out with these incredible, exceptional children, walk in some of the paths that Dr. Navam has walked in, meet some of these ancient teachers that have been so impactful. So there's so much that you can add to your life with the opportunities that we're presenting to you. And I'm going to ask that maybe you reflect on in your own life, is there a time when being of service to others has opened your heart and changed things for you? I'll just share a really brief minute of a very big story where in 2010 and 11, I found myself in a position of abundance that was 100% spirit driven. I could not have asked for more blessings than were being showered upon me at this particular time. And I wanted to give back. And a friend of mine had an orphanage in the Philippines for children who'd been rescued from the sex trade. And they were as young as 3. And the oldest children were 16, 17. And so when I went, initially, even though I took 200 pounds of medical supplies, art supplies, music supplies, I was teaching art and music at that time to the kids. There was still like a barrier, me against them. There was no connection until I shared with the children via a translator, although a lot of them do speak English, my particular history of being a child who had been psychologically, physically tortured, and how that had shaped who I was. And in that particular time of my life, I would freeze in fear. I couldn't scream. I couldn't move. I couldn't run. I couldn't do anything. And as an adult, and after many years, 4 years now in Ancient Secrets, and I look at Atmiata, everything that happens can be seen through a different lens. I look at that stuff, and once I opened up to the kids about who I really was, we were family. Our hearts connected. Everything changed because I was authentic, I was honest, and I was open. And that's when things really started to open up for me. And now, as I look back on that, I can see that what I went through as a child made me more empathetic, made me more sympathetic, made me more understanding of what it's like to grow up in a situation where the people who are supposed to be nurturing you and supporting you can be the people who are causing your life so much pain and suffering. So there's all those opportunities to look back and give thanks and gratitude for what we've been through. So I just ask now if there's somebody else who has a similar situation where love guided you, where being of service opened your heart. If there's somebody who would like to share, we'll have a couple of those for anybody who would like to. And then we're going to go into a breakout room where you can share in a more private situation should you like to, and for as long as it's comfortable for you. So Cornelia?
Yeah, I just want to kind of ask again. Yeah, Deborah Ann has her hands up, so we start with her. Deborah Ann.
Thank you. Wow. So yes, my journey was I wanted to have children, and I wanted to be a teacher. And in that process, we ended up adopting children. And then as I knew that the struggles that adoptive children go through, knowing my own background, I decided to homeschool. And in that homeschool process, wanting to teach them peace, I discovered the Vimala alphabet, learned that, taught them, took the teacher training. She told me about Ancient Secrets. So I read the book, I started the diet, I got in the community. I had a lot of growing to do when I finally got involved. And that 30-day miracle experience experiment with various people, Jerem, with various people in the community, had me step out of fear. You know, Carol talked about fear. I'm familiar with that. And then I joined the PATH program. And in joining the PATH program, I wanted to help people. That's the helping children and helping people. And you said, the feeling of being supported by the divine. There was one pulse clinic that Clint did here in Michigan. And I wanted to serve. I found it very difficult to find out how to get in touch with whoever. So I scheduled a pulse clinic so I would be there so I could serve. From the moment I got up till the moment I got home, which was very late at night, I had a sustaining energy. I didn't eat all day until after my pulse reading, which happened late in the day because other people came in. So no food until maybe after 5 or 6 o'clock at night, just water. I was not stressed. I felt divinely held. I had energy, clarity of mind, and helping. It was amazing that I felt divinely held. And it was because I wanted to serve. And this community, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deborah Ann, for sharing. Beautiful. Yeah, we are divinely guided in many cases. Esther and then Belle.
Yeah, what flashed in was to share that, oh gee, about a month ago, I was in touch for the first time in maybe 20 or more years with my childhood friend and neighbor who lived 2 houses away from me. And in our sharing, he said that one of the most extraordinary memories he had was the Christmas that we had the inspiration to cut down a little tree and take it to a man who lived in the stable where my horse lived, and make him a Christmas tree. And we made decorations out of construction paper, you know, where you cut a strip and then you glue it together and you can just slip it over the limb. And it was we had such joy in this spontaneous arising of love to provide for this man something he wouldn't have had for the Christmas holiday. And it was just so innocent. We were about 8 or 9 when that happened. And I think what I want to share is it's so beautiful, the people that are doing very large scale sharings, but not to underestimate the power of the little things. And I know that one of my great pleasures is when opening the door for people. I often kid thinking that I must have had or have a parallel life where I'm a doorman, because it's something so little, yet it creates so much feeling of inaction, letting someone else go first or being kind, and then the connection that happens with whoever you let the door open for. So I just want to be a spokesperson today for the power of the little things, and not to compare. If you're not in a position where you can't, give a lot of money or head a committee or do something great, that it's not the quantity, it's the quality. So that's it. So thanks for this inspiring call.
Thank you, Esther. Belle?
Yes, wow, yes, an inspiring call. Well, I'm going to take you back about 8 years ago, just about this time, 8 years ago, or actually in early, early 2016. I was in Mexico. I would go to Mexico for a period of time, and there's a wonderful little village, very poor village, that has a clubhouse called La Casa Club, the clubhouse. And they were on a piece of land that needed to be purchased, for their sustainability. And during that time, I was going to be turning 70 in that year. I got this idea from somewhere to walk the Camino in Spain, and in my case, I went to Portugal and started in Portugal on my celebrating my 70th birthday. And from a couple of other friends who had commitment around La Casa Club, I decided that I would walk to raise money to buy this land, to purchase this land for La Casa Club. So between my art and putting that out there, would anybody like to support me with $1 a mile or this or that? I walked it in the fall of 2016, and I was able to raise $13,000 with that walk, and that land got bought. And the thing that happened is that I didn't end up going back to Mexico much after that, but I went back last year, and I went to La Casa Club, and there was there was a sort of little monument in the middle of their kind of play area that celebrated all the ways that this place had was where it was today. And I think that just to me, what it so inspired me. I wasn't a walker, so I really had to kind of figure out how to be a walker to walk 10 or 11 miles a day. But I think that the thing is that pull, and I carried all their names, all the kids that would go to La Casa Club after school in my backpack, and carried a backpack. And and then when I got to at the end of the Camino from one direction or another, like I said, I started in Portugal and ended up, you go out to the Atlantic Ocean, to a place called Finisterre in Spain. And that's kind of the end of the walk. And I was able to throw all their names and that what they had walked the Camino with me, and then into the ocean they went, and to multiply. So my dream, and I posted it in the chat, is the selling, and I have many here in this wonderful community, holding the space to sell this amazing piece of property that I have here in Southern Oregon. And when it sells, then I have 10% of the net will go to support the orphanages in Nepal. And my dream is to take my 3 grandsons, who are 21, 16, 18, and 21, and my 2 daughters to Nepal to meet our family, our extended family there. And so I'm just asking all of you to just share the space. And I posted the link to the details about the property. And I'm gratified that so many people are holding that space and every day presencing the sale of that property in the highest use. And it's been there for 3 years, so its time is really now. And I just so appreciate the community helping to further the communities in Nepal through this. So thank you. That's my story today.
Oh, that was a beautiful story. I'm so glad that you shared that with us, Belle.
Yeah, you're
So,
welcome.
so wonderful. I'm so excited for I have gratitude that perfect buyer, that perfect timing is all going to come to fruition. So I
Well,
just,
and Carol, Aunt Renee is up at that property and has been now. Aunt Renee has been holding a big space, and we had incredible people come 2 weeks ago who are the perfect new stewards. And their place is just being sold in Southern California. And so we just want to extend out, to Tracy and Andrew, that it does work for them to relocate up there, and that it's about healing. It's all about healing and holding the space of our goodness. And thank you for this community. It's been a blessing in my life.
and you're a blessing in our life. We're so happy that you're here. So the question that we're going to ask in the breakout room is that if you've had a situation where you felt that love was what was guiding you, that you were focused on helping others when you had a really big blessing come into your life. And I just want to kind of reiterate something that Esther Francis was saying, that it doesn't have to be a big thing. I had a wonderful time. My daughter makes greeting cards, and we took some of those, plus a bunch that we bought, and some of my friends from work and I went up to the nursing home and asked if somebody would like help writing Christmas cards. And it was such a joy. I had a lady in her 90s who wanted to send a Christmas card to her parents. And just the joy of expressing her gratitude on a card was so special and so sweet. And it could be like Luke does, to go greet people who are homeless with a bottle of water and an energy bar and more. Or Dr. Naram, who always had biscuits for the dogs and blankets for the homeless. And there's so many things that we can do, or just hold the door with grace and gratitude. So invite you to share those things. Cornelia, anything else you want to add?
Actually, not really, because I think that is really a moment now to go into yourself and think about times. And we all have these moments, small or big, where we really were of service to someone. Could be even a sibling, a child, helping someone out with some financial things. I don't know, but the feeling that we get from that is something that actually no money can buy. It is really something so special. And it's not that we are doing it for that reason, but it's just, for me, it is a gift that we get when the situation arises and we step out and help someone. There's just something really special, a feeling of, it's really a divine feeling. And for me, it's always kind of connected to gratefulness for that moment where I can feel that, and to remember those moments in your life. Bring them back in your memory, because we often forget them, that we actually, what did come out of these situations? What did it do to us? How did they open our hearts? As we heard from Dr. Clint, how much being with these kids the very first time opened his heart. And we are kind of the receiving end every single day when we interact with Dr. Clint, because he is so open and his heart is so full of love to all of us, not just children. But when you see him with children, he is really becoming a little child again. And it's so much fun to see him playing around with them. And we will show some more videos, but because of the time restraint that we have on the Sunday calls, we spread them out a little bit. And so we'll get to see some more next week when on the next call. So I really invite you in the breakout rooms to think about situations in your life where being of service really made you feel connected to the divine. And sometimes it's just a smile in somebody's face that might give you that feeling of divinity. It doesn't have to be something big, but look for them, because I know when you think of those, they will enrich your life, because they are part of who you are. And remembering them brings them really back into your whole system. And I love to do that. I like to do my gratitude journal. I like to go back and read them, what I was grateful for. And it always enriches my day when I do that. So I really invite you to take this opportunity today in the breakout room. So I'm setting them up right now. And as we were mentioning, there is more to come next week. Don't forget, we have the detox coming up for anyone who is interested.
We have the Portuguese call on Tuesday at 10 Pacific. We have Gary Malkin and Hope Fitzgerald on next Sunday. It's exciting to see what they're up to, and so much more. And don't forget, Saturday, November the 2nd, Ariana and Charlie will be talking about foraging, and also a session on making medicinals. And still can sign up for this beautiful course on preparing for anything with ancient secrets, and having an emergency go bag, and having an herbal kit with remedy cards. There's over 60 remedy cards that have been inspired by Dr. Naram, Dr. Clint, and others. And those are available too. So much for you to gain. And we're going to let you stay in the breakout room as long as it's comfortable for you. And we hope to see you again next week. And thank you, everyone. Our hearts and prayers for those who are not feeling well today, for those who need a little extra love. We put our hands together and we say, I love you and I'm with you.
Okay, I love you, and
Love you and I'm with you. Love you and I'm with you.
Open up.
Love you and with you.
Love you and I'm with
Love
you.
you and with you.
Love you and I am with you.
Nanda, hello.
Love you and I am with you.
I love you.
So the breakout rooms are opening.